Alright, all you streetlight crusaders, and I guess a couple of you wrestling fans out there tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And now it's time for us to talk about what happened during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And Maestro said, wasn't that the same place it was last week? Yes, it was. But this time, it was in the, daytime, I guess. I don't know. But besides that, folks, Monday Night Raw would kick off with none other than the chosen champion himself, Drew McIntyre, not only thanking the people at home for inviting him into their homes and making this the highlight of his week, but would also give a special message to Seth Rollins for stomping him in the head not once but twice last week to close out Monday Night Raw, and would issue a challenge to the Monday Night Messiah at Money in the Bank for the WWE Championship. But before he was about to deliver an outright message to the Monday Night Messiah, none other than Zelina Vega, Angel Garza, and Austin Theory would show up to rain on the parade of the Scottish Terminator, only to reveal that he's paying more attention to Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank than to his real opponent for the night of Angel Garza. And if you were wondering where in the world was Andrade Cien Almas during all of this, he was hiding right behind Drew McIntyre to deliver a sneak attack and take out the leg of one Drew McIntyre and try to get a surprise attack and beat the bejesus out of the Scottish Terminator, only to realize how hard it is to beat somebody who claims it's not lonely at the top when you're WWE Champion. And to agree with him, it's not. Very crowded, with a whole bunch of people that try to take you out, but Drew McIntyre was prepared with a Claymore kick not once but twice to Andrade Cien Almas to send him packing, and would tell the cameras and the fans at home that you better put the kids to sleep cause he's gonna slaughter Angel Garza later on the night. And to fast forward to later on tonight, Seth Rollins would appear on the screen to not only accept the challenge of one Drew McIntyre, and would also call out the similarities that they both would have, besides taking out Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania, and also getting the adornment of the fans, and also having a deep love and passion for this business, but would say that the similarities would stop when it comes to needing a leader for Monday Night Raw, and would say that he doesn't want to take away the WWE Championship. He needs to take away the WWE Championship away from Drew McIntyre because this place needs a leader. So yeah, he's going with the whole divine intervention thing to say that he needs the WWE Championship. Okay, I'll go with that. But besides that, folks, to go back to the beginning of the night, the first match to take place on Monday Night Raw would be none other than Austin Theory going one-on-one against Aleister Black in a Money in the Bank qualifying match, which would see Aleister Black giving some stiff competition to one Austin Theory during this match, until Zelina Vega, who was at commentary, decided to overstep her boundaries and tried to distract Aleister Black, only for Aleister Black to get thrown into the barricade and even get hit with an Ushigoroshi in the inside of the ring for a near fall. But after a little bit of a hiccup in the battle plan of Austin Theory from going for that ATL, he would get hit with a makeshift tiger sweep combination, but ultimately would suffer the wrath of one of my favorite moves Aleister Black does, which is the tiger knee right to the face. And after trying to avoid two separate black masses, he would finally fall victim to the black mass for Aleister Black to win this match and qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match via pinfall. And after the match was over, Aleister Black would say to Byron Saxton, who interviewed him, what's his game plan for that match, which, by the way, folks, the Money in the Bank ladder match will be taking place inside of WWE headquarters, and they would have to fight their way from the ground floor all the way to the top, to the roof, where they would have to capture the briefcase. And if you ask me, that sounds like a $64,000 question we've yet to come up with, so thank you, Vince, for taking that one away from us. But back to Alistair's strategy. He would say that he's going to try to make every floor of that corporate headquarters a living hell for his opponents. Not bad, and I can't wait to see how he pulls it off. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than the Queen of Spades herself, Shayna Baszler, going one-on-one against Indy Hartwell. But before this match could even begin, she would get questioned last week of her brutality of trying to break the arm of Sarah Logan, and why in the world did she decide to do it, only for Shayna Baszler to rebuttal by saying, "I didn't break any rules, I just broke Sarah Logan's arm." And also, we do realize out there, folks, that Sarah Logan was one of the 17 people who was fired last week, so the fact that she got her arm broken and fired, not good. Not good at all. But besides all of that, and we will go into deep detail about that during an episode of A Work in Progress, during this match, action will go back and forth, seeing Indy Hartwell avoiding the same fate as Sarah Logan by trying to go for a quick roll-up pin on the Queen of Spades, only for her to get an angry, intense look on her face, take her out of the corner, body slam her to the ground, and then hit her with a nasty tiger knee right to the face, only to proceed to stomp on her arm just like she did Sarah Logan, for the referee to rule this match in favor of one Shayna Baszler due to the fact that Indy Hartwell could not continue during this match. But after that decision was ruled out, next thing you know, the Queen of Spades would get a ladder from in the back, probably from one of the set props for the Money in the Bank ladder match qualifiers, and then would decide to put Indy Hartwell's arm inside of one of the ladders after swinging her into the barricade, and just stepped on her arm once again, causing Indy Hartwell to scream out in pain. So is her arm broken? I got a feeling it is. Man, she's on a streak now. A move that regularly wouldn't stop the match in NXT is now stopping matches on the main roster of Monday Night Raw. Tells you a lot now, doesn't it? And oh yeah, by the way, the fact that security did absolutely nothing to stop it tells you a lot about that too. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne going one-on-one against the Ballroom Blitzkrieg tag team of Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. And during this match, would the Ballroom Blitzkrieg manage to over-topple the power game? Why, yes they would, because not only they would be able to pull off a rolling pump drop kick to the chest of Shane Thorne, but then you would see Cedric Alexander pulling off a very cool version of the lobotomizer by using Shane Thorne's legs to snap the head of one Brendan Vink, which was pretty cool to see, and would even be able to do a tag team move combination of a rolling neck breaker, back breaker combination, but the combinations wouldn't end there, because this match will come to an end again after Brendan Vink would try to go for a cross power bomb for it to get reversed into a Hurricane Rana, and by the way, they would get some form of offense in the form of a shoulder tackle to Ricochet on the outside of the ring, but it would not be enough to stop not only the recoil from Ricochet, but finally for the first time on Monday Night Raw for the longest amount of time, a good old-fashioned lumbar check from Cedric Alexander for the Ballroom Blitzkrieg to win this match via pinfall. And I'm really hoping they decide to go with that tag team name from Mucha Lucha, because they earned it. Did you see how fast they went in the ring, Maestro? Yeah, they went real fast. But besides that moment of speed, folks, we would go right directly into a power game move from Bobby Lashley, cause he would announce that after he warmed up, he was going to flip tires, and not only flip tractor tires, but monster truck tires besides that, and would be able to do both successfully after hyping himself up, and would say that this is the power that the locker room needs to worry about, but at the same time, with him not being involved in any form of championship matches, what's the display of power for? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, even though it was impressive, Maestro, but I don't get it. Anyway, besides Bobby Lashley flipping tires, the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than Nia Jax going one-on-one against one half of the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane. And during this match, Kairi Sane, in her rematch to try to prove that she can beat Nia Jax, would get tossed around like a rag doll, not only with a giant swing, a hair whip pull, and also after getting pinned, or trying to pin the Irresistible Force, would then get forced into the corner and hit her head on the bottom turnbuckle in the most painful way I've seen today, and my god, it did look nasty. But in response, Kairi Sane would go after the right leg of one Nia Jax and then decide to hit her with a sliding D in the corner and even hit her with a spinning back fist. But unfortunately, after all that would not be able to stop Nia Jax, because she would be able to pick up Kairi Sane like if she was nothing and hit her with that Annihilator Samoan drop for her to win this match via pinfall. Ugh, man, I thought that Kairi Sane had it won, but yeah, you can't resist the Irresistible Force. Man, if anybody has ever heard of that song from Two Skinny Jays, it's a good song, really is. But besides remix hip-hop forms of the Empire Strikes Back theme, the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than MVP going one-on-one against Apollo Crews. And before the match could even begin, MVP would run down the people who are currently in the Money in the Bank ladder match already, and would say that he would get his agent to give him a private jet so he can make his way to Stanford to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, cause he says money talks, and when it does, it says MVP is, and before he can even finish that, Apollo Crews would cut him off. And for cutting him off, he would suffer the wrath of MVP by not only getting his legs swept from underneath him, and also getting hit with a playmaker, aka the overdrive, which for those new Legacy fans out there, Johnny's least favorite move, for MVP to only get a 2 count. But after that overdrive attempt on the playmaker, MVP would then decide to run down the people that he beat on his way to this Money in the Bank ladder match by mentioning Kane, Batista, and a litany list of other name-drop-like names while trying to put the beat down on one Apollo Crews. But after that display, I think he wasted too much time name-dropping and would get dropped after he would miss the balling elbow after an enziguri to the side of the head, a standing moonsault, and then the job would get finished off with MVP getting hit with that cruise missile powerbomb that Apollo Crews is known for Apollo Crews to win this match and qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match via pinfall. So I got a feeling MVP is gonna have to call back his agent and cancel that private jet to Stanford unless he's gonna do something to prevent Apollo Crews from winning that match. And I got a feeling he probably is. I really do. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see another qualifying match for the Money in the Bank ladder match, which would see none other than the disciple himself, Murphy, going one-on-one against the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio. And during this match, which would see Rey Mysterio dislocating his finger, would see Murphy taking full advantage of it by banging his finger up against the ring post, the ring stairs, and anything he could possibly get to try to get an advantage over Rey Mysterio, only for Rey Mysterio to come back and not only fake out a 619 into a beautiful tornado DDT for near fall, but would also see him pull out more crucifix head scissors than what he used to do back in WCW, only for Murphy to counteract with not only a TKO knee buster directly into a tiger knee, then would go right directly into a suplex for Murphy to still get a near fall against Rey Mysterio. But ultimately, this match will come to an end again with Rey Mysterio finally being able to hit his 619 directly into a Viva La Raza like Eddie Guerrero frog splash for Rey Mysterio surprisingly to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match via pinfall. Now, the reason why I say surprisingly, folks, is because I thought Murphy had this match won after the comments Rey Mysterio said that he wasn't determined enough or hungry enough as he was to win this match. Well, it just proves that he wasn't. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see Charlotte Flair going one-on-one against Kayden Carter. And during this match, Kayden Carter, to kick off the match, would get kicked directly in the chest by one Charlotte Flair. And then Charlotte, to taunt and egg on Kayden Carter, would find herself not only in a crucifix bomb, but would get modified right directly into a modified version of an octopus stretch, or possibly the Black Widow, for Charlotte to have no choice but to go in the ropes to break the hold, proving her strength during this match, and would continuously elbow Kayden Carter in the face, only for Kayden Carter to try to come back in this match with a beautiful bicycle kick, only to get caught with a Flair-like spear for Charlotte Flair to apply her figure 8 leg lock to win this match via pinfall. And I'm still wondering why the NXT champion is on Monday Night Raw, and when will Rhea Ripley get a rematch? Oh, right after Io Shirai. Thank you, Maestro. And speaking of people who gotta run for their money during a match, you would see next up none other than Andrade Cien Almas going one-on-one against Akira Tozawa. And during this match, Akira Tozawa would definitely bring the pain by not only doing a modified version of a Mafia kick or a Helova kick like Sami Zayn to Andrade to the outside of the ring, and would do a rolling senton to the outside right directly to Andrade against the barricade. And the pain wouldn't end there, folks, because for the second time tonight, we would see yet another octopus stretch, this time from Akira Tozawa. So much so that he would almost bend the arms to clap backwards to Andrade Cien Almas for him to break the hold, and then tried to break the jaw of one Akira Tozawa during this match, but Akira would counter back with a Hurricane Rana into a pinfall for a near fall. And this match will come to an end again, and big thanks to Zelina Vega on this one, with not only a distraction, but also with Andrade pulling the legs from underneath one Akira Tozawa off the top rope, causing him to hit him with a draping hammerlock DDT for Andrade Cien Almas to win this match and to get a little bit of redemption for what happened to him earlier in the night via pinfall. But before they can even celebrate, folks, the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than Bianca Belair going one-on-one against Santana Garrett, with surprise commentary from none other than the Street Profits, who would provide some form of play-and-play by not only saying whenever Bianca Belair would hit a big move, "Oh!" and "Oh snap!" and "Oh no!" But during this match, there was a lot of oh no for Santana Garrett, despite her hitting a jaw jacker on the apron and also hitting Bianca Belair with a crossbody and a big boot for a near fall. You would see Bianca Belair strike back during this match when Santana would try to go for a handspring back elbow and would get caught in the jaw with a big boot, then hit with a alley-oop into the corner, leading right directly into the kiss of death for Bianca Belair to win this match in emphatic fashion via pinfall. And after the match was over, the Street Profits would hit the ring and celebrate with Bianca Belair like if they won the match. But they didn't. But the fact that they're still celebrating about it, it feels like they did, didn't they? Yeah, it does. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would be the main event of the evening, which would see Angel Garza going one-on-one against the Scottish Terminator himself, Drew McIntyre. And during this match, would Drew McIntyre live up to the promise of slaughtering one Angel Garza during this match? Well, he would. Because despite getting help from both Andrade Cien Almas and Austin Theory and even Selena Vega during this match, Drew McIntyre would be able to toss Angel Garza pillar to post not only with a belly-to-belly suplex, but would also on the outside of the ring chop the chest beat red of one Angel Garza, and would also follow things up by hitting Angel Garza with a glass cow kiss counter out of the sky from a drop kick. But on the second attempt of the drop kick, thanks to Andrade on the outside, would be able to hit it. But after all the little pretty boy moves that Angel Garza would be able to pull off during this match, and trying to escape out of the ring getting his pants ripped off, instead of him ripping his pants off this time, Drew McIntyre would go to the outside of the ring with a rope flip plancha, then would be able to hit Austin Theory with a Claymore kick, throwing Andrade Cien Almas over the barricade, and then finally finishing off Angel Garza and clipping his wings for once for Drew McIntyre to win this match in emphatic fashion via pinfall. And not to mention the fact taking out 3 people at once, showing you that he really is plowing through people since he's become WWE champion. And I have a bad feeling for Seth Metal come Money in the Bank with what's gonna come for him in the near future. Yeah, I really do. And with that said, folks, I think it's time for us to head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more Streetlight Delight as the Tuesday Night Special rolls on right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.